Hi everyone, my name is Deborah Gude and you're welcome again to the Absolute You talk show. Today I have with me...
I like bear favor for favor.
So good to have you around.
Thank you so much.
Alright, so today we're going to be going... First of all, I hope you all have been enjoying the episodes and, the show entirely. I hope that it's been a great and huge impact to you. I hope you've taken notes and I hope you're growing, because that's the goal. Okay, so today we're going to be going into our topic for today. It says, a lady of character, being in charge of your emotions. Yeah. So what do you think, Ife?
Well, I feel as a lady, you need to be in charge of the emotions you portray at all times, so that you won't send the wrong signals. I remember a class, I can't really remember the class that we had, but our lecturer was telling us that we girls tend to give the wrong signals out to different people. And I was thinking about it deeply, and I was like, true, because there can be some times when someone can be telling me something, you can be gisting me about what happened during your day, and I'll just be like, a frown can just settle on my face, and I'm like, and the person like, there's no need for you to frown, just tell me if you're not interested. I mean, I'll be like, did I frown? Are you serious? It's like, and that is something that happens to me a lot. There are many times where my emotions are not always in check. So as a lady, you need to be in charge of your emotions so that you don't send the wrong signals out to people.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Ife.
Okay.
See, when it comes to being a lady of character, different things fall in place. And the Absolute You, it's actually a show that talks about, the kind of woman that you should be. It's like a complete package, with all the necessary ingredients that you need to take in just to become a complete and an absolute woman. So when it comes to being a lady of character, there's so much and there's a lot to talk about, there are a lot to address, but really we're going to be focusing on taking charge of your emotions as a lady. And I love what she said, that when it comes to emotions, sometimes if you're not careful enough, you can portray, the wrong signals to people. So you have to be in charge of that. You don't make reactions based on how you feel. Exactly. You don't respond based on how you feel. So we're going to be talking about what emotions is. So if I like, let's hear from you, doctor.
So based on what I can remember from biology class, I remember that emotions, it's a kind of response that you receive from your stimuli. Yeah, it's a psychological response. It's like a neurons that the brain sends to you.
You see why I called her a doctor?
The brain sends to you. So what you portray on your face, it first starts from the brain. So that's, like Debbie said, you need to be careful of the emotions you portray by what you think. It's not everything you think about that you have to say. So it's not everything your brain interprets that you have to portray on your face. Learn to control what you think at certain periods of time. So just remember that emotions starts from, it's a response that starts from the brain. It's a stimuli, it's a neuron. So let's just keep it simple for now.
Woo! Thank you so much. I think you've done that already. I don't even need to say anything again. But you said something that really struck me, and that's about what you watch. That's huge. You see, a lot of times you're not even aware that some of the things that you engage in, the things that you're doing, they affect the way you think and they affect the way you respond to people. So you see, if you really just need to take time about what kind of things are you watching, what are you paying attention to, that sort of a thing. So let's just move on. So the impact of emotions. You see, we are human beings and emotions are very good. In fact, it's what tells that you are human. Emotions are good, but now this is focusing on, you have to be in charge. You have to be in control. you don't let loose, you don't just lose yourself out there. Especially when it also comes with the issue of, yes, self-control would help in this particular area. I understand that you are angry, yes, but you have to manage yourself. How do you respond to certain situations even when you're under pressure? That kind of a thing. Like, have you had any kind of experience? You're under pressure and just like, yeah, that's one thing that my mom will say all the time, that
I feel being a mass comm student, you are constantly under pressure. I think there was this class that we had, Dr. that course, where she told us that we should group ourselves into two, and she would just give us a topic, impromptu, and we're just going to talk about it. And I remember our topic was growth, right? Yes, and I was like, please, what do I know about growth at that point? But when because I remember she was timing us, if you don't say something under some seconds, she'll give you 0 for your score. And my brain was just working so quick at that point, and I was so trying not to like make my emotions show that I was nervous and certain things, because she was marking us based on our eye contact, our facial expression, and everything. So when I was able to calm down, put my emotions in check, I figured out that I was actually able to understand what she said about that question, and I was able to deliver very well. So one thing that you should understand, that emotions affect your thinking. So once your emotions portray that you are nervous and you're stressed at this particular period, your brain will start making you think in the same way your emotions is going. So learn to keep your emotions in check so that it won't affect your critical thinking. I'm not sure if I'm able to put it that way, but
Thank you, Ife. That was really powerful. I love that. And every time you say this, yeah, my mind always goes back to the kind of things you do. I didn't even see you from the dimension of which you did. Trust me, to be very, very honest. You said something again, like you said earlier, that, what are you doing? For some people, you're finding it hard when it comes to what are you engaging yourself with? What are the kind of things that you're watching that tampering your emotions? As much as you're human and emotions are natural, sometimes you can create some negative emotions for yourself, and they begin to influence the way you behave and respond to people. Don't you think so? So I think, can we like give some practical tips, and like let's just explain and expatiate on some of the things that I feel as ladies we should avoid, and also some of the things that we should be intentional about. Maybe in what can we do to help our emotion, because from how you're saying it now, yeah, it's a human point of view, it's natural. But now from how you explain it now, it also shows that we can actually work towards having creating a beautiful atmosphere for us that would help in our emotional health. We can be intentional about it. So can you things that we can avoid? What do you think?
So one thing I do is that normally when I go out, I like keeping my face bland. Like no emotions will be on my face. So no matter what comes to me that comes impromptu and I'm not prepared, my face will always be like, okay, so what am I meant to go? Then after like my brain has thought about everything, I can now start portraying emotions on my face. Things that we can avoid, I would say avoid thinking negative thoughts. Things that that if you are walking on the road, they are frowning, and maybe someone wants to approach you, I'm like, please, this girl does not look as if she's in a good mood. So like avoid negative thoughts and think about positive affirmations. And another one you can do is practice silence. It's not, there's something someone usually tell me that it's not every time you need to talk. When you talk, there are some people that their mouth moves faster than their brain. so there are some times that you can be talking and you're just talking and your brain is never processing anything. So your expression is just everywhere. And so I'm like, okay, what is this girl saying at this point? So practice silence, organize your thoughts, organize your emotions before going forward. Do you have anything to add?
Not really. You've said a bit much of it, but some of the things that I would say that can improve your emotional health, like we said, yeah, it's natural, but at the same time we can actually be intentional and make have a good, beautiful emotional health, and one of the things I would say really, like, I really love when you said the kind of things that you watch. When it comes to this about building an emotional health, what kind of like I would always say, what kind of a woman are you? That will determine the kind of things that you do and the kind of things that you engage yourself in. There are times that you see some people will say that doing exercise and going to the gym helps them when it comes to, you know, their emotions and health. You know, it just helps. Some people say, I'm just angry, I want to just go to the gym and, you know, get fit. Sometimes it's even taking yourself out.
Mine is eating.
Exactly. I love food too. Ah, God, I do. I really love food. And sometimes you just want to spend time with people that would help you. And that thing about relationship too, that's why I said about core values. I don't know, it's just eating into every episode. It's core values, you know, what kind of a person you are will definitely determine the kind of people that you want to have around you. So if you are trying to work on your emotions and you have people that gossip a lot, they won't make it any better. And then you just have that impression that they're my friends, they don't mean bad for me, but they're damaging you even more. All right, so I think we're going in. Okay, we've talked about the impact of emotion. And now we're going to be talking about, you know, misconceptions, common misconceptions of of emotions, or is it being in charge of your emotions? What are some of these misconceptions and myths?
So I feel conceptions that people have, this kind of mindsets people have towards emotions that actually needs to be addressed are so many, because I believe everybody has the way, everybody has their belief towards certain things, but I would like to address some that I feel are important. And number one is emotions are weakness. This is something the guys usually say a lot. This thing, there was this trend some time ago that guys who cry are weak. But when you think about it, I feel crying is something you need to do to let go of pent-up anger, any pent-up emotions. And for girls, I think that is the best way you can do, or maybe screaming, but I feel crying goes a long way. And there's something you need to understand, that crying, it's a natural thing. It's something that you never know when you cry. You never know when your emotions will take charge over you. So you really need to know and understand that portraying emotions does not mean that you are weak. It simply shows that you are a human being, that your brain is working, your stimuli is working. You are not weak. It's just a natural process that happens, that occurs to everybody.
That's really powerful. That's amazing. Really, really, really do amazing. Thank you so much for mentioning that.
Problem.
But there's one misconception, there's one myth, and I would love to use the word myth. Because, you see, you find ladies that will say things, and you know, we're talking about being in charge of those emotions, and, you know, making sure that, you know, that as much as you are emotional and, you know, you feel this, it doesn't mean that it should begin to dampen or damage the impression you're giving up to people about yourself, and, you know, ruin your character entirely. Because some people will say this thing, like my mom would always, I don't know why I always mention my mom. You know, she would always say, you see, that first impressions last longer. Yeah, you've heard that, right? And there are times that sometimes those, you know, moments, those one encounter moments, you never know if you're going to have them again. But you know that conversation that you had with that person, it wasn't the best, and that was because maybe you were hurt, or you know, something just happened. And you know, you expel that emotion at that person, and what happens? The person is just like, yeah, the impression that this lady gave me, or more, and it's stuck with that person for life. So that's one of the importance of managing your emotions as a lady and whatever, actually. And so now, one of the things that I would want to say is the misconception, and that is, you see, you know, girls say this thing often. You know, it's how I feel. I say what I want.
That is very wrong.
I say what I want. This is how I feel. I'm going to express myself. I'm going to give it to her. Ah, watch it. You know, behave yourself. Core values. Remember, what kind of a woman
do you want to be?
Exactly. All right, we'll be right back. Please stay tuned.
Bye. Welcome back to the Absolute You, and we are going into the next segment, which is the discussion mode, where we give you answers to your question. So the first question is coming from Miss Amina, and it says, how do I respond to a situation whereby I know someone is being fake? Okay, I don't have much to say on this, but let me just give you what I can say. I would say you should call that person out, like speak to the person. You can, okay. Let's say you have a friend and that friend has been giving attitude lately, and just like, okay, I noticed that you've been behaving like this to me lately, and really I don't like the vibes that you're giving. I don't like the emotions you're portraying to me. Can you, I'm not trying to tell you to change, but kind of like try setting your emotions, or what did I do wrong? It's better to even know the root of the problem. Know the root of the problem for solving it. What did I do that you're becoming fake? What did I do that you're acting this way? So I feel you should talk to that person, call that person out, talk to the person and see where, and just go with the flow, go with the progression, and know how you solve the problem. Do you want to add anything?
That's beautiful, honestly. Calling out people, it's an amazing way of solving things out. It's possible. It's a really good solution. You notice that someone is being fake. Rather than keeping it to yourself, why don't you just let it go? Call the person and talk to the person. I feel that this is what these are the signs that you're giving me, and I'm not liking it. The person is a friend, relationship. Some of the ways you can just expunge some negative emotions you've been having, towards that person. So yeah, definitely dialoguing. It's a very, very great way in practicing. Yeah, and so one of the things I wanted to say when it comes to being fake is one of the things that I myself I do not like at all. I get put off instantly when one is not being authentic. So one of the ways you can do that when it comes to someone that is being fake, I know that immediately the instant response is not that you want to quickly tell the person off with your face that what you are saying is you're already like so, you don't do that, because in doing that you're not portraying yourself any better. That's the truth. You're not portraying yourself any better than the person that is coming at you, and you're looking at, oh, this person is a fake person, but the person is looking at you to that, what's this facial expression, why are you giving me this? So like she said, I feel like dialoguing is a great solution to that kind of a thing. Okay, so before I go into our next question, I just wanted to let you guys know that these questions are on our WhatsApp channel, and our WhatsApp numbers are available. So definitely you can send in your questions at any time, and we'll definitely respond. Thank you so much. So I will take the next question that's coming from Shim. It's good to have you on the show. She says, how can I manage a conversation with someone that I've had unresolved issues with? Thank you so much, guys, for these questions. Thank you for keeping the show running. Okay, yeah, it's almost the same thing. Like she said, you look like you have so much to share. Can you please just let us, like the deep breath and the sigh? Now I believe you have a lot to say on this.
Well, I don't see I have beef with so many people, but I don't feel like I can have a conversation with anybody I have unresolved issue with. I would stop being with you. I would stop talking to you for the meantime, because I would want you to realize your mistake and correct them before we start the conversation. Because no matter how we talk, no matter how we converse, the conversation is the emotions we're going to portray is going to be fake and everything, and I'll feel disgusted, honestly. So I feel what you can do is either you stop talking to that person for the meantime, let's go work on your pent up emotions, think about it, reflect, then speak to the person, talk to the person about what happened, what was going on, the issue that you had. Then you guys find a solution to it. Then I feel after that your your conversation goes smoothly. In the situation where you have projects to do or something, what you can do is, and you have unresolved issue with somebody, well, just speak to the person like you're talking to a colleague, so that whatever the emotion you portray to that person won't offend that person more than the offense that you guys, the beef you guys have had from before. So just keep your emotions neutral and like just talk to the person as if you're talking to any random passerby out there. So
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ife. That was a very beautiful point. This is a common thing. Issues, and you're just like, how would I face this person? It's one of the things that can really eat into, you being, a pleasant person. There are times that the person you've had issues with for a week, you pretend to the person that, I'm okay, I'm fine, but like, you're having negative emotions towards that person, and even when you are relating with other people, it's showing. So do you see that you're not even, your character, you're not portraying yourself well, and so you're trying to make whatever.
So this question is from Miss Esther, and it says, how do I balance being straightforward and at the same time still being very polite in expressing my view? I feel this goes for people that are blunt with their words. And one thing I can say is no matter how blunt you are, learn to consider people's feelings, because learn to consider people feeling, because there are so many times I have a friend who is very blunt. She's very honest about things, and when she speaks to me, I'm always offended one way or another, and I always tell her that the way you are putting your opinions and the way you are expressing your opinions to me is very rude, I would say. No matter how honest you're trying to be, learn to consider my feelings. And there are some words that you can avoid when you're speaking to me. Like now, if we're talking about why I should not eat certain things, it's not as if you start saying, Ife, you must not eat this, you must not eat this. You can say it in a way that, okay, so this, it's not good for your health and everything. I'm like, okay. Then I can better understand you and I won't feel insulted in any way. So what you can do is that you should try to understand people's emotions. Look at their face. Something my best friend usually do before he texts me is always like, what is your emotions right now? Are you calm? Are you happy? I'm like, okay, I'm excited right now. And it will not speak about maybe the thing that can offend me. I'm like, okay, don't worry, just go on. I feel you asked for my opinion because you know that this topic that you want to tell me is kind of sensitive, and you want to know how we can better put the topic in a way that it won't really affect me and to still keep my emotions in check. So learn to consider people's emotions, learn to consider people's feelings when you're being blunt and when you're being honest, even though it's your nature. Try understanding, be understanding.
Thank you so much. Even if it's your nature, but balance that you, and blunt, balance it with how you ought to be. And like she said, let's reiterate again on our core values. What kind of a woman do you want to become? You you don't even want to go about everybody just knows that this one. You begin to start, you are having conversations, you say, I will show her, I will do this, I will do that, all in the name of, that's who I am. That's just who I am, and I will give it to you. You don't know me. Don't try me. Those kind of ladies, and people are just looking at you like, ugh.
This woman.
You are repelling people away from you, my dear sister. So as much as you want to, just please be humble and, focus your core values. What are they? What should you imbibe as an absolute and a perfect and complete and sweet lady? There is a goal. Have a goal of the kind of a woman that you want to become. Yeah. I hope you all are enjoying it so far. Ife, how is the show for you?
I feel it's very educational. Like I'm learning so much as much as I'm the person saying things. There are things where like I don't think if I'm at home by myself and thinking, I don't think I would think this deep. But now hearing myself saying all this, I feel I need to go back and reflect on myself, think deep about myself, and learn to prioritize the kind of woman that I want to be and change. I feel every woman out there watching this should also do that. As much as you just want to, don't just watch this video for watching's sake. Watch it in a way that, yes, I want to learn from what they're saying and I want to go back and reflect on it.
Yeah, absolutely. I myself too. And that's why I was saying to you all earlier that this is not just about us, but we are also learning. It's not just about we, the people that we're talking to. We equally are a work in progress, and we are learning as we are speaking. It's a privilege to really be on this show with you guys. I mean, what would we be without you? So thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate. For me, this program has been a blessing. This question is coming from Debola. Okay, and she says, I love to express myself a lot, but I also want to learn how to be discreet. Can you shed more light on this, please? Oh, this is beautiful. Thank you so much, Debola, for this. It's an eye-opening question, because you don't know what you just did. You are opening, the eyes of women to understand that discreet is a value that we should keep and uphold. Be discreet, ladies. You have to be discreet. You sometimes when people confront you, because you have said something wrong, and someone is going to confront you, can't you just be quiet? You must see everything that you must come out, that must come out of your mouth, and your excuses. I'm a woman. We talk a lot. Women talk, and no. That's not how it should be. What, Abby?
I feel it's something people do a lot.
People do that a lot. You have to be discreet with information. Like I said, it's about character. Be careful with the kind of things that you do. Sometimes, like I said now, if you have an issue with, being discreet and keeping things to yourself, and everything just goes out of your mouth, everybody comes to come and tap gist for me, news from me. Be careful. Why? Is it that people validate you or what? You cannot do without just being the. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So it all shows that some of these things that we're addressing, it goes back to you as an individual. Work on yourself.
And the last question of the day is coming from Mrs. Obina, and she says, I'm a very hot-tempered person, and I tend to snap a lot when things are not going the way I want them to go. Is there a solution to this? Like what Devil will say, go back to your core values. Go back, reflect on yourself, assess yourself, and ask yourself the question, how do I want to be portrayed? Do I want to portray as a very, what's the word? As a bully? Or do I want to be portrayed as someone that everything has to go my way? You need to understand that not everything can go your way. There will always be mishap. It's not everything. Everything goes back to fate. It's not everything that is meant to go your way. You need to learn how to handle situations when they are not going your way. You don't have to start becoming angry to it. Just go back and reflect. That is the basic thing you can do. Go back and reflect. Take calming exercise, take meditation exercise. Do things that you love, do things that will make you happy at all times. And always make sure to think positive affirmations, positive thoughts, so that no matter what goes about, no matter what comes to you, no matter what gets you angry, no matter what makes you snap, you always remember those stuff that makes you happy, and you find yourself feeling at ease and the anger just vanishing away.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, so when it comes to anger issues, there are roots to it. That's all I will tell you. There might be roots to it, and you need to take time so that it doesn't look like you're inflicting your anger on innocent people that are just trying to have a conversation with you. People that are even just trying to make you smile. You might be dealing with so much. So take out time. Self-discovery and self-love, don't forget. And of course, like she said, reflect on the core values. Thank you so much, guys, for listening again to this episode. We really want to hear your feedback, on our WhatsApp platform. Thank you guys for tuning in. We look forward to having you on the next episode and receiving much more questions from you that we can address. And also, please make sure you stay tuned. Subscribe, comment, like, share. And of course, again, follow us up.
And see you next time. Bye.